Gundam.tk presents Double O Riser. Welcome back, everybody. Robert 184 Gundam.tk. Good to have you here as I continue my D-box and looking at all the plates and what you get inside that awesome looking box. The M plate is the O Riser's A plate, if you will, and compare that to the size of the double O's and you just get an idea of just how small the A actually is. Big parts over here for the O Riser itself. 3 clear parts up there. I look forward to seeing how those are used, and it's great that they give you both sensors and you don't have to buy another high grade, though I don't regret for a moment that I did. Long blades here, a little bit of lining again. These master grades, they just get that extra bit of detail. The orange cockpit is looking good, and yes, standing and sitting Saji Crossroad with a big clear green sword blade. You're going to get 2 small end plates which are going to provide the white mostly on the side binders and body. No blue so far though in the O Riser plates. And the O is going to wrap up the O Riser. This is also ABS, so hopefully all these moving parts work well. Polycap type parts there, and hopefully everything is just going to stay in place once it's actually put on. Here's the actual polycaps that you get before moving on to the good part, which is the whole bunch of clear parts. So starting with the L plate, you're going to be getting 2 long pink effect parts here, and this one, I have to say, compared to the perfect grade double O Riser, already this one seems a lot lighter, so hopefully that combined with the lock mechanism should make everything work out a lot better. Here's I1 and I2, and it's really good to see. You're going to get the lenses for the arms, you're going to get them for the waist. Hopefully these are going to go into the drives and make them really stand out, and then you're going to get the parts that are actually used for the body. This is a large part that goes all the way through the head, hopefully providing some light piping. This is for the sides where the ears would go, you could say, and this is a great bonus. This is actually a green pipe that's going to go down to connect the neck, so any lighting that you use, hopefully, is going to show up very, very well. With the Double O Gundam coming with so many weapons, it's easy to forget its old simple beam sabers. These are just a Saber 1 panel, and you can see there's nothing fancy about them, and in terms of length, if I line that up there, compared to the effect parts, just a couple centimeters shorter. The manual cover has that same cover art that's been growing on me ever since I've seen it, and I never get tired of seeing that. When you crack it open, you're going to get some information about the Double O Riser and the 2 pilots, Setsuna F-Sei and Soul Bro Ryu's main man himself, Saji Crossroad. I'm so glad that I have 2 of him. Talks about the twin drive systems there, both in its regular one and in the particle tanks, and then you actually get a lot of directions, and they're fairly useful, especially when you're looking at the head directions. There's a lot of options, what I'll get into when I talk about the stickers. It looks like it's got some dry transfers here, so just cut them out, tape them down, and then rub them on with a toothpick or something like that. How to cut the parts off, and a table of contents. Once you get inside, you get all the plates laid out. They do that over the 3rd plate on the back. You'll notice that you hardly use any of these polycaps whatsoever, and you get the light unit. And here's the missing part. So if you want the instruction manual, it's 200 yen. The seals are 60, L2, L3. So that's the big pink effect parts are 60 each, and every other part is 60. But here's the big one that a lot of people are going to be interested in. That's the Double O Riser. If you want the light up gimmick, right there you can order 1, 2, 3, or 4 sets. And a long time ago I made a mistake, I think, for the Double O Quanta of ordering 1 set, thinking that would give you 2, but it doesn't. You know, if you want 4 lights, you have to order 4 sets, because the set they're talking about is actually the light and that tiny little thing on the back. So what's the cost? 700 Japanese yen a piece, so 2,800 and $1.40. You can call that for shipping if you want to get this thing to light up to its full capability. Into the manual itself, the first thing you're going to do is put in the batteries and turn the switch on, and the head. Again, if you look how many things there are here, when you see this little symbol here with the dot and the triangle, that means you get to choose which to put on. And here you get 3 different sets of eyes. You also get different choices there and on the back. Basically, if you want to allow light to come through, you're going to use 1 set of stickers, and if you want to seal them off, you just put on the regular ones. And it's always good when you're building the body part that it shows you which plates you need if you don't have a big working area. And as you build the body, the arms, and move on through to the legs are going to be very similar to the Quanta, I'm sure. You get to the backpack, and then you get to the splash page on the inside. Some very nice looking pictures. You're not going to have light coming out of the back, even if you do use all of the light LEDs that you can possibly buy for that. A nice fight with the Susanoo, and look at that, only 5 colors for the Double O Riser, and a lot more for Setsuna and Saji. Now this thing, they're showing off here that if you line it with a lining marker, you're going to get things to look better, but it looks very good unlined. Hardly a change there. I think they could have chosen something better to show that off. And again, they say buy the LEDs. As you move on, you get things like here the rear armor and the side armor. I don't know why those get the focus. And the skeleton or the inner frame is half shown off there, and it looks pretty good that the O-Riser has most of an inner frame. GN Sword 3, the Sword 2s. I haven't talked about this enough, but I really like that they switched to green instead of the blue here because it just suits the whole motif of the color. And when you play Extreme Versus and those things flash green, you know that you're playing the 00 Riser. The backpack has a lot of small parts which are going to look good when they're put on, and even when you look at the way the back attaches on here, there's just a lot of detail there which is looking very impressive. The GN drives, or you can also choose to put on the condensers, and it has a cockpit open mechanism which is looking impressive, and you're able to bring the twin drives forward. It also is going to give you a custom mount for the Action Base 1, which if you attach that, you can do your aerial poses. So then it's on to the weapons with the Sword 2s, the shields, the effect parts. Before, it looks like everything is pretty similar to the Perfect Grade in terms of how everything's going to be done. You can put the shields onto the forearms to go Wolverine style, move everything in. They're going to clip on fairly well, it looks like there, and you can also go double length. The O-Riser, not a lot of parts from the plates you'll see there, but it does have an impressive looking inner frame. And as you get to the bottom, you can see that you can swap the landing gear. It looks like it's going to have two sets here. I'll have to check that out a little bit more carefully. No, those are just panels that go in. Over there we actually have the landing gear. The GN Sword 3, and then at the very end, it shows here how you can attach this under the O-Riser if you want to put that up on an action base. And then over here how you put on the large L2 and L3 parts and actually get it into the hand. The O-Riser itself is also going to have a little piece there, and it has its own custom connection for the action bases. Now in the very end, if you want to transform this into the O-Riser, you're going to pop off the backpack, you're going to pull those parts double back, bend them underneath, you slide this down similar to the Perfect Grade and plug that in, and then, this was something that I liked, with the side binders, you pop out this main part, and inside you've actually got this bracket, which you're then going to use to put it onto the twin drives, so hopefully that's going to work out a little bit better than the 1/100th. And this is just going to plug in there, and you get those 4 teeth in the right place. I hope it stays on. You're able to move all those. You can put the shields on there. You can pop the shoulders out a little bit, and that lock mechanism here, you slide this forward and then you open that up, which I have to see what the effect of that is. And this is new to the Master Grade, that you pop this open to reveal the LED lights if you've got them inside, and you can make him look totally wing style. They don't give you a color splash page for the seal, so you're going to have to go through and read this pretty carefully because you are going to get 3 different sheets. And on the back, that's a very nice looking picture, the front shot of the 00 Riser. On the regular decals, you'll see that you're going to get a black and green eyes and 2 individual green eyes that you can put on, and then you've got black parts that are going to go all over the place, including under the green parts, so they just add that little bit of color and they have 00 Riser written on there. And it may be a little bit hard to make out, but you're going to get 2 choices here to put under the red jewel. One of them just says Gundam 00, and this one says 00 Riser. Now you're going to get marking seals here, which of course they're already cut out, so they have squares all around them. But for these parts, if you choose to use these mostly for the head, that's the back, the eyes, and on the side lenses, this is designed that if you put the LED in and turn it on, it's going to allow the light to come through. So this isn't a completed, when you look at these ones, the silver actually is going to block the light. This is transparent, so it's not going to, so you'll get a much better effect if you intend to use the lights. And who knows, if you end up wanting to use these decals, you may actually have some luck in making this really look like a Master Grade. When you open the box, you're going to get this baggie that comes with the LED unit itself. You're going to get a screw in that orange bag, and just this tiny black piece which goes on there, and remember that this is one set. If you are able to order stuff directly from Bandai, I've already bought my batteries, and I ordered the 4 sets ahead of time, so that hopefully I'll be ready to have this thing lit up right from day one. The batteries that you're going to need for these are LR41s. I don't really know what that BP stands for, but you need 2 of these for every set, which means if you go to its full extent, you're going to get 5 of these LED units. You're going to need 10 batteries, which really jacks up the cost of this Master Grade. That really was a long D-box, but I have to say that I'm pretty happy so far with everything inside. The plates look great outside of the fact that it's mostly gray, but that doesn't matter when it's all put together. The O-Riser, lots of details, the 4 pilots, things like that. The fact that they at least give you 1 LED, bunch of positives, and the decals. I'm very impressed that you're going to get the seals and the transparent ones and the dry transfers. Those could be used to really good effect. The effect parts, everything is looking good and lighter, much lighter than the perfect grade. Can't stress how important that is, and I'm really looking forward to putting all of these to work. So what do you think of the D-Box so far? Let me know with a comment down below. Of course, stay tuned because I'll have the O-Riser and the 00 Gundam built up before you see them all together as the 00 Riser, which I have been waiting for, well, nearly as long as I've been waiting for a Master Grade V2. But that's another story. Thanks for watching, everybody. Robert184, gundam.tk. Please hit like if you do, subscribe if you don't want to miss any other videos, and stay tuned for lots more. Thanks for watching, everybody. For me, I always figured I can pass myself off as R2 in a pinch, especially if I get to borrow that sword.